This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey there, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more, Worldwide TV Network, Talk 4 Media, TV, radio, and K4HD, radio and podcasting on over 100 outlets around the world. And so this is a special show, just like every show is special for movie reviews and more. I've been waiting for this one since last October also. Right, Kelly? Right, Marsha? And Linda again. And Dr. Norasani popped on. So here, we got to start here. Let's see. Fitness, well-being coach, fitness and nutrition coach, model, TV, radio, podcast host, internet. Well, I can't say that yet. We'll say Amazon best-selling author.
I think it's been official.
Okay, and I can say it. I'll say it. International best-selling author, the one and only, and co-gym owner, co-founder, creator of Macrame Meals, Linda Steele. Start right there. So, yeah, Marsha, that's a lot to say, I know. But so it's almost the same thing with you. All right, so 30 years in experience, teacher, therapist. I love what you created. Found you at Astro Toy Convention, Long Beach, June 7th. Read about there last year, and it was great. Because not only were you very nice, but I love your award-winning smart Noggin toys. Obviously, starting from birth to 3 years old, that's really important. That's why I wanted to have you on the show tonight, because that's very, very important. We're going to come back to that, because I can't wait to talk about that. We all had a rattler growing up. At least I did, and I admit it. So, two-time international best-selling author, cool mom. I really talk to her all the time. She probably gets tired of me calling her all the time, but I can't help it. And I really like her daughter. I think her daughter is special. I haven't even met her yet, but I like looking at photos of her. I think she's cute, and I can't wait to meet her. The one and only Kelly V, because Kelly, I never say your last name because I like Kelly V instead. And
You can't say it. It's great.
be quiet, Kelly. And then the other person is the one and only, I love Balance 7. I always take my shot before the show and after the show. It's been in 4 states with me already. I love the Nord Clinic because each time I'm reading up on things like that, it's always interesting. He's a fascinating guy. He's become one of our great friends, the one and only Dr. Norastani, and he asked me to show the show link because this guy is really busy. I'm glad that he popped on because we missed him last week because I think he was in ER last week. And then, so, she might have some sound problems, but we're going to go with it. She's hiding in Texas, Houston, Texas. Look at Rachel, the one and only Rachel Roberts Recipes, and sitting right next door is a good friend. I like this guy. I don't know him that well, but I like him. I met him twice, once in Nashville, and once in Hollywood, just like briefly, but I liked his energy, and I know he's special. And then Rachel asking, we have Jimmy on, he's there, he's doing a cooking show, why not? So I said, yes. So, Jimmy Allen Fine. Jimmy Allen Sign. Sorry, Jimmy. Sorry about that. He looks like Darth Vader there, but that's cool. And then always the dapper. I like this guy. Howard, I'm always talking about Howard Wiggins. And the reason for that is because Howard is always stylish. He's always in a different room. I got a lot of things to talk about him about. And I can't wait to see my friend again. Model, actor, all-around good guy and classy dancer. And Howard, you just reached 40,000 views in that short 9-second views and 3 comments a day. 3 comments a day on the shorts. I would have never seen that coming. There you go. So with that, I got to jump into Linda. Linda, let's start with you first because you were on last week's show. You're one of our co-hosts, but what's the track record from last week's book announcements to this week? What have you noticed and how are you feeling?
I'm still on cloud 9. last Tuesday, a week ago today, my book launched, and it was 3 years in the making. It launched, and within hours, the publishing company Hasmark contacted me to say, Linda, your book is an official bestseller. Congratulations. It hit so many categories and in so little time, and we're so proud of you. So good for you. We're watching the international numbers because you're ranking now in the UK, Spain, and Canada. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I did not expect that to happen so quickly. Well, while we slept, I had an email come in from Jen, from Hasmark, saying, congratulations, your book is officially an international bestseller. And she gave me a list of all these categories where it ranked first place, fourth place, sixth. I mean, I was blown away. Number one in new releases in family health, number 4 in survival biographies, number 2 in family health, number 5 in my gosh, there's so many here. Number 1, new releases in popular developmental psychology. Number 5 in popular bestsellers. The list goes on. I could give you a ton of lists. One of my very favorite ones, though, it ranked in women in business, and it ranked in women's health, and it also ranked in, hold on a second, it's here somewhere. Business management and leadership. It ranked in business, number 1, new releases in business mentoring and coaching. I did not expect this. I did not expect this. I was hoping I was going to write a book. I was going to get my word out to people, let people know if you're in predicaments like this, you're not alone. A lot of people out there have gone through the same thing you're going through. If you're stuck in a toxic situation, this is what I did to get out of it. I was really just hoping to get my word out. I had no idea it was going to do what it did. And I am so excited, and I'm very proud, and I'm very humbled, and I'm in shock still. And that's my mama, and she says, that's my girl.
I'm happy for your mom. It's always good when she pops in from Chicago. So I always think about this. Linda always reps Chicago, Illinois, and I think that's great. So Kelly, talk about this because you helped with the marketing aspect of this. It was good to see you in Tennessee. I think we're going to all get back and meet in Tennessee sometime in May. But until then, talk about what you have coming up. Talk about your marketing and how this helped Linda. And then after that, Marsha, we're going to you.
All right.
All right. Well, it was amazing working with Linda. I loved it, every minute of it. She's such a joy to work with and chat with. But through Hasmark, we did the marketing campaign. So we kind of talked about social media. We talked about launch date, which is key to her becoming #1 international bestseller in all those categories. So we just talk about what your plan is for the launch day and going forward, because the launch is literally just the beginning of your book release. You have years and years left to go and sell your book. But on flip side, I also kind of run my own marketing show as well, where I help with social media, help with press releases, and help teach you how to get your book or product out there into the market and get noticed through social media.
You definitely helped me.
Thanks, Linda.
Well, yes, and future people coming up. Marsha, talk about this. Everything starts from the womb, going up to our early years, but not everybody's always prepared for these things. Talk about how you started being that teacher, that therapist, and then what you created with the Smart Noggin toys and being that award winner, because you are.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I taught for 30 years, and I taught K through 12 kids with special needs. And the last 10 years of my career, I was doing early intervention, babies birth to 3. About 10 years ago, I decided that, you know what, I think I want to take my journey in another direction. I had hurt my back lifting a big baby. And so I decided to make a product that would give parents a tool and also information to begin their baby's milestones beginning day 1. And I couldn't find anything on the market to do that. So I created the Noggin Stick Developmental Rattle, and it's been on the market now. We're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year. It's won several awards. Thank you. It comes with a parent guide that talks about milestones birth to 12 months. So we really focus on that first year. It's so important. And a lot of parents don't realize what a baby's capable of doing that first 12 months. So.
Well, again, what's it like being an award winner? You got to talk about that because it's. I know it's hard to, but it's important because I started since I met you. I never talked about kids' toys or children's toys from that earlier age because I didn't know anything about it, but you do. And then when I met you, it was a lasting experience. It never left me. So now I'm talking about Smart Noggin to those earlier moms, and I know a bunch of them now.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have other people see what you see in the product, and hopefully the parents are able to get information that they need. Our hope is to lessen delays from happening or prevent the delays from happening. A lot of parents, by 3 months, the babies are already showing delays. So that's what's so rewarding, is seeing parents embrace it, and the awards are just something extra to go along with that. So it's been wonderful, great experience. Like I said, I'm a teacher, so this is all new to me. So thank you guys for including me. It's just been a fun 10 years. We have 3 other products on the market. We're launching the book. We just launched it 3 weeks ago, and it also begins at birth to help encourage literacy in language skills. And a lot of parents don't realize that begins at birth. And when the kiddos get to elementary school and they're ready to start reading, we go right back to what they did that first year. And language skills too, they will start to use what's in this book to start talking in about 10 to 12 months. So.
All right. Hey, so Houston, Texas, and I think there's a 2-second delay. So Rachel and Jimmy, let's talk about what you guys are working on.
Okay, so I Jimmy Allenstein here this week. Jimmy Allenstein is rock star, director.
Ooh, we might be losing her.
Now for over a year, and I bring a drink on. So today, this episode of Rachel Roberts Recipes, we did a crab claw topping on top of a salad, and it is, absolutely delicious. And I wanted to talk about this week's, because my whole thing is eat clean, drink a little dirty. And so this week we have Silk whiskey, and that's CYLK. So this guy is from that movie White Men Can't Jump. He's actually like a director, he's an actor, and he's got his own whiskey. And he mailed me a bottle, and it's absolutely wonderful. So I'm enjoying that. Thank you, Silk, for sending it to me. Jimmy, I'll let him talk for a minute about what's some of the things we are.
Sleep.
All right, Jimmy, go ahead. Your connection's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, just a lot of work, it's been a joy, number one, to work with her on her cooking show. I got to get that out of the way because she knows what she wants. She knows what she wants for her show, so it makes my job a lot easier. But the dishes that she cooks, Rachel Roberts Recipes, it's just incredible. It's an incredible dish. Let's show that again up there. It's in front of me, and I'm having a hard time not eating this thing.
Well, eat it, Dave.
She gave me a fork, but she said she can't eat it. Yeah, you put it in front of me, you give me a fork, but I can't eat it. So,
mine's bending.
But yeah, I mean, being behind the scenes, every episode, I get to taste what she has made, during the show. And I got to tell you, I travel 300 days a year, Canada, all over the U.S., and I eat out. Just about every night she makes. I don't know where she gets it from, but it is some fabulous, fabulous food that she makes. So I'm looking forward to doing more.
It's working together.
All right, Dr. Nora
So
Stein.
we're going to do 2023.
Oh, go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
Lots of episodes coming up. Jenny's going to be. What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, yeah, lots of episodes coming up. Look forward to that. I'm so excited to see Dr. Noristani on. Dr. Noristani, I love you so much. I love my Balance 7. I love my vitamins. Look, I've got my this stuff keeps me from having to get Botox as often as my super cream. This stuff is fantastic. Noristani, I absolutely love you.
All right, doctor, it's your time. Go ahead, Dr. Noristani.
Top choice, doctor.
All right, we got you on mute. He's stuck on mute.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Go ahead.
Well, thank you guys. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Linda and Marcia for doing a fantastic job. I haven't read your book, but I have a book that I've been meaning to write for the past 5 years in healthcare, and I haven't passed page 1, so I might need your a little bit of cheerleading and guidance down the road. But excited to be here, and I think one of the goal is this year for me is a little bit different than what I've been doing for past 15 years is how do I improve people's life in a larger scale and understanding the basic of disease and how we could transform and change people mindset. It's just the understanding not just for just regular people but also for physician and medical field, because we're so focused on the disease and how we can fix things. You have high blood pressure, here's medication. You have diabetes, here's medication. But really, we never take a deep dive on why they are there to begin with and what can we do to prevent it from start, and what are the ways that we could combat some of these disease to decrease the recurrences of this disease. Now, 65% of population in US will be obese or morbid obese, about 35%. In the next decade or so. So that tells you that, we don't have great guidance toward that. Some of the products that we talked about, and Brian and Rachel and I think Linda, I just sent it to you. I think they're just designed for, each one of them are designed for a specific reason based on the experience that I have with my patient in the hospital. And I have seen such a significant differences on just the balance 7 to talk about. I do critical care, so I'm usually deal with vented patient, the sickest of the sickest patient. So during COVID, I lost. That was the most depressing time, but I didn't catch COVID. Despite being involved every single day, and part of it is just how you keep your immune system optimal. Look at that, everybody's having. I'm excited. Look at those. I don't think any of you guys got to see a doctor. We're gonna be out of business soon.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. I just wanted to say I love it. I love it. I'm training right now. I think I told you last time we understood that I'm training now to get back on the stage to do an MPC bikini bodybuilding. So I took a 3-year hiatus from competing, and now I'm training again every day, and I've changed my diet and I've incorporated the water. And I am noticing a difference because my trainers in the past have always had me drink alkaline water to try to stay as alkaline as possible, especially since I'm eating a lot of protein and a lot of meat when I'm training, because I've got to eat. My diet consists of 140 grams of protein a day, so I want to keep my body as alkaline as possible along with eating my greens. So I've been using this, and I've been using the greens, and I love it. And Rachel's been telling me that I need to try your skincare line. So that's what I want to try next. Yeah.
For you, I think I might have to send you the oxygen product. So one of the goal of these products are, and once again, how do you help the body in a very natural way? So the oxygen product is in a concentrated oxygen infused molecules. Normally oxygen has two O's in there, and this particular product has 4 instead of 2 in a liquid form. So if it was 3, it's dangerous. If it's 2, it's too little. So 4 is a perfect number. So it will definitely give you, it helps you in a different phase of it. The Balance 7 will help you with lactic acid. When you take the production of lactic acid happen, it helps you with buffering capacity of it, right? So it buffers it a lot faster, so you don't feel that fatigue, the pain that comes in from buildup of lactic acid. But the oxygen product allows you to function in aerobic phase of things a lot longer. So, I mean, the huffing and puffing disappears after 3 to 4 days, and you could see a significant increase in the strength and a higher capacity for a longer period of time. So I work with, once again, I work with NBA football players, and they see a significant difference, especially if you're a competitor. I mean, I go to the gym here and there, nothing too crazy. For me, the changes are small, but people who are ultra athlete, they're in tune with their body. As soon as they take it day 3, that's when they pick up the phone and call me. Like, I don't know what happened to me and what's going on, and the performance goes through the roof as far as sustainability for a longer period of time. So I'm excited to get your feedback and see how things gonna work out with you guys.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a quick question about the water, because there are so many different products out there. And if we talked about this, because I know it's a little late, there's so many different water products out there, and there's so many different, like there's the Kagan machines and machines that you alkaline the water at home. What makes this a little, because I know that there's a special reason. I wanted you to explain to me why this is better than you just buy alkaline water, let's say, at the market.
So this is, first of all, it's not an alkaline water. So it's an alkaline concentrate.
Okay.
So this one has a pH of 11.2, which means it is 1,500 times stronger than drinking water, about 250 times stronger than any alkaline product out there. Now, you said there's a lot of alkaline product. The problem is that with the Kegger machines, they use what is called electrolysis. They break down the water molecule to the hydrogen, which is an acid part, and hydroxide, the alkaline part. So the separation happened, but guess what happened? As soon as you pour the water in, the hydrogen from the air will come in and dilute that pH back to normal. You leave it for 5 minutes, the pH keeps on changing, going back to normal. So really the effect hasn't been shown to be great. Now, the reason you see some of the effect from bicarb for those is just hydration part of it. So this product is significantly different in a sense. When you ingest it, it's not what this product does for you. It's what your body does with this product. So it's just completely reversed. So your body because as soon as it hits your stomach, because of it's such a strong alkaline or the way it's designed, your body start producing acid to the stomach and also produce tons of bicarb, because that's part of the production. So your body is starting to shift in a higher gear of production of bicarb within your system. So that changes your pH, not just within the bloodstream, but at the cellular level. So that is the difference, that no other product in the world does what it does. And that's why you see the benefit, you see that. And hence, you're not going to drink a gallon of that. It's just 1 ounce, maybe 2 ounces, 3 times a day. We started with this product with patients with cancers mainly, and they couldn't tolerate chemotherapy because of the side effect. So one of the things that this product does is just curb that side effect of chemotherapy, which was nausea, vomiting, and fatigue and weight loss, allow those patients to process the chemotherapy a lot better, and helps the chemotherapy to drive into the cancer cell and not damage the regular cell. So it does a lot of benefit but for you guys, as far as health-wise, when your body is in an alkaline state, it stimulates your immune system. Just one example, and that enable your body to fight diseases in so many ways at optimal condition. As I say, so everybody could benefit. I mean, we have people with increased focus. You talk about during your workout. I know you do hours and hours of training, and concentration becomes a key aspects of your training, because you lose concentration, it's not going to be as effective. So it not just help you as an athlete, but also somebody who's super busy, multitasker. I have to drink it a few times because I'm in a million places, but I never lose the focus. And it's amazing, since I've been taking that, how much more focus I have on what I do. So it's not just for athletes, but it's for everybody across, anybody at any age could benefit. I have a lot of dementia patients, for example. You see some improvement with their memory, with Parkinson's patients. So it's not that, once again, it doesn't do anything for you. It allows your body to do what it should do to begin with. It's just to stimulate what your body already has. Hopefully
And
that
so I'm
answer,
gonna,
a long answer to the short question.
and regressing backwards to that, it goes to Marcy back to the learning phases of things, doesn't it?
What is that?
I said it goes back to Marcia, going back to regressing the learning ages of stuff to a younger age. Because this would be good for kids too, right, Dr. Aristani? And then Marcia left.
Absolutely. I mean, we are actually, I mean, we didn't have a lot of experience with kids because of FDA and a lot of regulation. But, moms who were pregnant, we had a bunch of them taken. And surprisingly, you see the progeny, the kids are so much smarter in a sense of more alert, more adaptive, more responsive. Once again, our environment, what we eat, what we ingest, modify us genetically. Really deep down, it changes how we are and how our body responds to things. So changing that back to where it's supposed to be, and I think it has a significant impact.
Marcia, talk about this.
Yes.
I keep running into a lot of kids, and I'm looking at kids. I'm looking at the game world. I'm looking at the reading skills. I'm looking at the learning skills. Why is Smart Noggin a good toy for kids from that kindergarten to age 3? And then, Kelly, we're going to you because it kind of connects to your book with your daughter in a way.
Right. Well, we focused on that first year really at Smart Noggin, laying that foundation and helping to get the babies on track and giving parents tools. A lot of times parents will bring the baby home and they're not quite sure what they should do with them. And a lot of parents, feel funny talking to them and just they're not quite sure what to do. So the Noggin Stick was our first toy, and it focuses on visual tracking. So babies start to visually track following a moving object from left to right at about a month old. But some babies can actually do it in the hospital. It's so exciting to see. So actually, it's to work on the visual tracking, which also, when the children start to read in kindergarten, they need to visually track. So as a teacher of kids with learning disabilities, when I get the children, they're usually delayed and it's about 2nd or 3rd grade. That's the first thing I do is check their visual tracking. And 8 out of 10 times they glitch when they go across. So some of our very beginning remediation with kids that come to us in the learning disabilities classroom is visual tracking. And it begins at birth. So building up those muscles beginning even day one, if the babies can just look at it, I tell parents, take it to the hospital. You can talk about the colors to your little one. Just gives them something to start that conversation, and they love it. It also has a little rattle in it. So parents will work on turning to a sound or just responding to a sound. We can pick up hearing delays. If kiddos aren't responding to that, we know, talk to your pediatrician and get an evaluation on hearing. It's easy to grasp. It turns 3 different colors with just a tap or a shake, and babies learn to do that on their own. So it works on cause and effect and also fine motor skills. And it's won a lot of awards. We have 2 other products that work on reaching, grasping, batting. We have another one that it's a rattle, but it works on object permanence. All the beads but one go down in the handle. So babies look for it, look for the beads. So they get that cause and effect and the object permanence milestone. And our book starts at birth too. And at birth, kiddos are hearing the sounds that you're speaking. They actually start hearing in utero. But at birth, they're really focusing in on the languages that they're hearing. And if they're hearing English, then they're going to focus in on English. If they're bilingual, they're going to focus in on all the different languages that they're hearing spoken to them in a caring and nurturing way. So beginning at birth till about 8 months, babies can hear all the sounds in every language across the world. And it's amazing. They've done research over the last 60 years, and it shows that babies up till about 8 months can hear sounds in all the languages in the world, but about 8 months, they start to focus in on their native languages. And in English, there's 44. So our book works on the 44 sounds. We focus on the 44 sounds in American English. And it's really easy. You just say the word, you point to the picture, you say the word, and then you say the isolated sound. And this is what it's doing, is it's helping their brain sort and store those sounds. So when they begin to talk at about a year, they have those sounds in there and they can bring them out. But as a reading teacher, it's exciting because if they have those sounds when they start to read, they know that an M says and an N says They can hear that difference. And a lot of times kids with reading disabilities can't hear that difference. So we go back and remediate and work with them on hearing those auditory sounds. So it's so exciting. It really is. And each of our products, we try to focus in on some milestones, especially ones that I was seeing delayed as a teacher and also as a early development therapist. So yeah, did I answer all that, Brian? I know that was a lot.
You did, because, and the reason why I was asking, because I don't know why I'm around so many young kids now. I mean, from those ages, but I'm looking at them and I'm like, this is interesting. So when I'm thinking back to the toy world now, I'm like, oh, this toy would be great for me, because for me, it's all about learning and like puzzles and things like that. That's why I ask. And as you were talking about that, I was like thinking of Linda Steele training people, because I never thought about this. Linda, did you ever have someone that just couldn't pick up what you were doing when you were training them for whatever reason? Because I never thought about that before.
Yeah, it actually happens quite often. There have been times where I would have clients do just the basic bicep curl, and their brain to muscle connection just isn't there, and they just can't do it. I've had to stop the weight and actually bring the weight from point A to point B and have their brain and muscle kind of make that connection before they can actually do it on their own. I've had to do it for the last 19 years with a number of different people. And I mean people who are very, very smart. I will have presidents of major companies. I would have IT, people in IT, engineers. And these same people are the same people who can't make this connection in the gym to do a very simple, basic exercise. So it's really interesting. I wonder if there's any kind of drills that we can do with children from early on that would help them, with these motor skills. I guess they're motor skills. I'm guessing is what we would call them, correct?
Marcia, it goes back to that, doesn't it?
It does. And there are things that as therapists and also parents can do with little ones, just knowing what the skills are and what they should be working on really is important. Just having that information and then the tools to go with it.
Right.
So,
Linda, going back to your book, talk about this, because a week has passed later on, and interesting things have happened, not only to you, but to what are your fans thinking about this? That's what I want to know.
My email's blowing up, my phone's blowing up, my messengers are both blowing up. I have so many people who are drawing a parallel to their lives with things that I've written in my book. I didn't expect all of that, and I make the claim in my book. I'm not trying to say that my childhood was any worse than anybody else's by any means. I'm not trying to say that my adult relationships were, out of bounds, worse than anybody else. But I'm saying this is my childhood. This is what happened in my adult relationships as a result. And this is what I did to overcome the obstacles. And I cannot even tell you how many people are blowing up my phone. Literally right before I got on, I got a message from a client that I trained probably 7-8 years ago. And I had no idea that she endured some of the things that she did. And I got this long message on Messenger that while she's reading my book, it's bringing her back to her childhood. And she just laid everything out for me. And I just couldn't believe. I actually gave her a quick talk text and said, look, I will address this when I'm done with my podcast, but I'm really sorry that you had to endure that. Now you know you're not alone. You're going to read on and see what I did to try to overcome the situation. And I mean, I'm blown away. My cousin texted me this morning. I've had friends. I've had long ago high school friends private message me saying, "Oh my gosh, this really hit home." I didn't expect all of that, and I imagine the people who don't have a direct connection to me, what they're thinking. If this is what's happening with my closer circle or maybe a few people removed, I can't imagine what it's happening to everybody across the world.
Hey, Howard, I haven't forgotten about you. Talk about this. I think this goes into a lot of things that you may be doing in your day job, of what Marsha was saying with a couple of things, what Linda's saying with Dr. Noristani. You had a conversation with Kelly. You talked to Rachel every couple of days or whatever. I think that's great. What's your views on all of this, and talk about what's going on with you?
So as far as the, well, I do work many adult teenagers, and that is a very difficult job. I mean, it's fascinating because for anything that we can do to help them, it's a wonderful thing to do. And then I've got some private from my life, well, not private, I'm going to tell it later. It's I've got some ideas. I want to talk to some of you. I want to talk to Kelly after the show and talk about that. But there are exciting ideas coming about. And then, of course, I've got the movie coming up in April.
I knew we were going to lose him on that. I knew it. Kelly, and then we're going to Rachel and Jimmy. Go ahead, Kelly.
All right. Well, you know what? I was listening to Marsha speak, and I had a different kind of situation.
And I think, Kelly, we just lost your volume. Oh, that was an interesting conversation, too.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go back. That storm is hitting her. All right, Rachel and Jimmy, let's see how you...
Shall we give it a whirl?
Yeah.
Can't hear anyone else. Can you guys hear it? You guys, everything good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
yeah, you know what? First of all, I'm so excited to see once again to have Dr. Noristani on. Dr. I'd love to get back and try to do our thing again because you are so incredible. I want you to know that I use your products all the time. I absolutely love them, and I want the world to know about the Balance 7. I was just live on TikTok for about an hour, before we started the movie reviews and more, and I want people out there to all know about Balance 7, how incredible it is. I even put it in my dog's water bowl, and I didn't tell my dog was running around like a puppy again. So it's good stuff. I'm really excited to be using it. It was funny. I ran out of the lotion, and with all the floods in California, we had a delay on getting the product for a couple of weeks, and I was like, I'm telling you, I could see a difference. When your pH is off on your skin, it makes all the difference in the world, and you really, really can tell a difference. I went, every 3 months, I get my Botox, and it, this carried through up through.
We lost their connection.
Is exciting. We got some stuff coming up. Jimmy, you want to try the I told him you could eat it now, but this is what we made this today for the cooking show. Join me at Rachel Recipes on all social media platforms to see behind the scenes clips that are going to be on the show that we may or may not use. Fun stuff. So yeah, it's been really exciting this week, and I look forward to doing to more stuff coming up. So yeah,
we're also going to get Rachel. Somehow we're going to get Rachel. I also direct a reality TV show called Rise Up TV, and I promised Rachel that we're going to get her on there somehow.
Yeah.
We're going to somehow get her. And basically, what it is, we take out 5 new artists on a tour bus, and we let them basically play rock star for a week.
And Terry, I keep saying, Terry's she's got to be on there with me. Terry's.
she keeps mentioning your name about being in this reality.
Terry is my 80 rock star.
Well, if you go to my TikTok, all I do is I do TikToks to 80s rock bands and 90s rock bands. I used to be a go-go dancer back in the 90s. So I danced with the Velvet Revolver and their live show as a go-go dancer. So that's one of my claims to fame. So That's my music. Rachel knows. So I'm always listening to it at the gym
We're talking,
too.
Hey, all
we're
right.
talking
So,
about the 80s. So we talk about
go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
reality show, Rise Up TV. And you go ahead.
If I can join Rachel, I'd love it. Me and
So-
Rachel could be the little rocker chicks. Yeah.
Oh my
Linda,
God.
you were about.
Yeah, we
Linda,
yeah,
you-
that we
hold
could get
on.
on that tour bus.
Yeah.
Linda, you're about ready to show your book. Go ahead. You went to go get it.
I can't believe that I entered this studio without my book in hand. Like it was the first podcast I've ever done. But here's what my book looks like. The cover is a picture of me. The book is called Nerves of Steel. In case anybody's interested, you can find it on Amazon. Nerves of Steel by Linda Steele. That's how I would look it up. But I can't believe that I didn't have a copy of my book throughout this whole thing.
And your advice for people starting to write a book, and what do you hope they take from reading this book?
Well, the advice for people wanting to write a book is you have to just do it. That's number one. And I would have to say the second best piece of advice I could give is hire a great publishing company like I did. I should have hired them long before I actually did. And I'm not sorry. I have absolutely no regrets. They were amazing to work with. They made it very easy for me. They laid out the steps for me and that in the guidelines. And that was, I don't know how I would have done it otherwise. So that would be my best advice. And what I hope that people take away from it, I hope it inspires people to continue to remember that they're in control of their lives. We tend to get into situations, based on, how we handle our childhood trauma. Some of us tend to get into some bad situations and bad relationships. And I guess it boils down to low self-worth and low self-esteem. And we forget that we are the ones in charge of our happiness. And there's no one else out there who can make us happy but ourselves. So if you're counting on somebody else to do it, you're going to be very disappointed. So I guess my best advice, or what I hope that readers take away from my book, is that they know that they're not happy. They need to know that they are in control. And if they don't feel like they're in control, what they need to do is what I did to make me realize, which was start working out, start eating clean. You start making better decisions when you do that. You start thinking clearly. And that's when your self-esteem improves and your self-worth improves. And that's when you really start to know who's in charge.
And social media links real quick.
Linda Steele FitBod on Instagram. Linda Steele, if you go to nervesofsteel.net, you will find a website that has information about my book. If you go to Linda Steele As, you are going to find a little bit more about my fitness and nutrition. Facebook is Linda Steele. Twitter is Linda Steele. You just really have to look up Linda Steele. If you go to my Instagram and you look at the link in bio, it's a link tree. It's going to lead you to all my other social media platforms.
Kelly, talk about your cookbooks really quickly and how people can reach out to you. We can see your books. I'll say it for you. Hi, I'm me in kindergarten, and hi, I'm me. Very good books. I actually read them, and for whatever reason, we lost the sound. Who knows how? It's that storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I guess so.
And we almost lost Howard again. So, Kelly, I'm going to type in the chat what your social media links are for everybody. Howard, let's see if we can get you and social media links real quick. Go ahead.
Howard Wiggins Facebook. I have 3, but the one I want you to follow is the one I post, usually a different picture every day, and it's just plain Howard Wiggins Facebook.
Any updates on that movie, that TV series?
Not yet. Not yet.
There is. He just can't say.
Yeah.
Dr. Norastati, how can people reach out and about Balance 7? Because I'm getting ready to take my shot of it.
Well, it's just going to be at balance7.com or at balance7. And you can reach me on Instagram at Dr. Norstani. Don't have a Twitter account or o4nutrition.com.
Talk about the Noor Foundation real quick. Very important.
So about 12 years ago, I was doing some project in Africa and was delivering free care to in one of the poorest nation in the world, in Africa. When I came back from Africa, I was in ER and saw tons of patients who have no insurance here in San Luis Obispo. Just realized how many patients didn't have insurance and nowhere to go. That was about 30% of people who lived in California could not afford to see a physician. That was just insane. So we opened the first free clinic in the region, free of charge, pretty much. You don't have to pay anything to see a physician, get free care pretty much from A to Z, including medication, lab workup, CAT scan. We added dental as well as eye care, so free glasses, free frames. So pretty much you're getting a very comprehensive free care from A to Z. For anybody who have no insurance, free of charge. We have done about $50 million worth of free care so far. We have saved thousands and thousands of lives. And just recently, about 6 months ago, I opened another not-for-profit here in Lompoc, with Santa Barbara County. We are already seeing hundreds of patients already, and it's just crazy how busy it is. And it's free of charge. So just, healthcare is important, it's a right. And unfortunately, in this country, as rich as this country is, about 30% of its population or 20% cannot afford, and they have nowhere to go. So it's just about saving life and making sure people get the help they need to stay healthy.
Terry, that's awesome. Social media links.
All my social media is Terry Marie Nonstop, and then my website is Terry Marie Official. I've got some of my hosting videos on there, some of my fitness show pictures, and some fun stuff on there.
Rachel and Jimmy, social media links.
Mark's Recipes.
Jimmy Allen Sign Official on Instagram. Jimmy Allen Sign on Facebook. That's
Jazz Productions.
Well, Jazz Productions, yeah. The tour I got coming up called Guitars and Stars has a lot of big names that we're going out in April. I'll have that up soon. So if you guys tune into all the other stuff, you'll be able to see that. And hopefully you'll come out to the show. I want to see all you guys out to the show when it comes. It's going to be a great
I'm coming.
show. Great show. Guitars and Stars. Yep.
Marsha, you get the last word. Go ahead.
SmartNogginToys.com is our website, and our social media is at SmartNogginToys.
And talk about Toy Fest being at Toy Fest.
Toy Fest West is coming up the first week in March, and hope we see a lot of people there. And you too, Brian.
Oh, I'm coming. And the last thing is, this was Oscar nomination, so I'm hoping for my friend Angela Bassett to win her first Oscar. It'd be nice. The last time she was nominated was 29 years ago for What's Love Got to Do with It. Howard, I was thinking of you with the Elvis film, because that's my best film of the year, believe it or not. It really is, and I had to watch it again last night. It is. And with that, we have Edie Hand coming on next week, so we're going to talk about everything Elvis and her new book coming up. So I want to thank everybody. Everybody's got storms in Texas. Kelly's got one. Howard's got one. We got one coming in North Carolina. But you know what? As I always say, have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. If you see someone without a smile, please, please, please give them one of yours, because the world needs it. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Jimmy. Marsha, thank you so much, Smart Noggin Talks. Linda Steele, keep everything going, and your fans love and adore you. And no matter what everybody says, that book is good, and I've been waiting for that since 2018. Dr. Nooristani, thank you for Balance 7, because I don't go anywhere with that. This is like my air. And Terry, thank you for all the stuff that you're doing. Kelly, I'll be talking to you soon. Howard, keep up your dapperness, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello.